You're watching Rogers TV.
Welcome to Daytime Ottawa here on Rogers TV. Oh my goodness, what a great show for you. We're not even sitting down today. That's how busy the show is. So we don't even have one sit-down interview for you today. We're starting here in the kitchen area, but we're not doing a kitchen segment until a couple of segments down. Julie Finley is back on the show. Rob Statham is here, but we start with Mary Lou Moles. She is a fashion and lifestyle blogger, and you brought a little bit of everything because people have started traveling again.
Right.
Thousands of Canadians are traveling, Europe, Asia, down south, you name it.
Somewhere.
Didn't you just come back recently?
I just did.
Where were you?
Look at that. We were in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic.
Oh, nice.
So
beautiful area.
I can't wait to go back.
And this is probably where you got some of your ideas from, right?
Exactly.
Let's start, first of all, with skincare, because important, especially when you're going down south, right? You're getting a lot of sun.
That's right.
And people forget you need to continue with your skin regimen, right?
Exactly it. Just because you're traveling, it doesn't mean that you forget about the skincare. This is actually even more important. Don't forget about your serums. Don't forget about your moisturizers. And of course, your sunscreen. So we'll talk about serums first. This is a Vivier one, which I actually love. And I brought it to my cruise last year. And they also have the moisturizer, like really all the nutrients that you need and hydration for your skin. Because like you said, you're going to be out in the sun, you're going to be in the sand, you're going to be in the beach. And that's really harmful for your skin. And we also have some Vichy ones from here. And these ones are a little bit more, if you're noticing the fine lines, exactly from those sun damage and a little bit of those discoloration that I know you know about.
I do know about that, absolutely. My friend at MediSpa has helped me with that. And then, you know, of course, keeping it moisturized, using the serums. But sunscreen, right?
And they tell you that you have to do sunscreen every single day, even if you're not traveling. And you know, I want to really tell you about this Vichy, the newest one they have. This is the UV plus H Daily SPF 60.
60, okay.
65% niacinamide. Peptides are here, so not only that it protects your skin from the harmful UVA and UVB, but it actually does what we talked about. It's the prevention part, so that you don't have the wrinkles, you don't come back like a lobster, because you want to eat the lobster.
Right. You don't want to look like the lobster. You want to be enjoying the lobster. I got you.
And if you're going to be, you know, a little bit more sporty, you're going to be in the water, try the Capital Soleil. This is one is the SPF 60 as well.
Okay.
And this one is water resistant, sweat resistance for up to 18 minutes.
Oh, really?
So that's exactly what you need.
Yeah, and then because you're in and out of the water constantly. And don't forget, reapply.
Reapply. That's right.
Constantly throughout the day. It's not one and done.
And this one's good. This is for all skin types, even if you have sensitive skin.
Okay,
so
wonderful.
So there's one for you.
So you've been traveling. What is the most annoying thing for you when you travel?
You know, they still do this every single time. Ma'am, please take off your shoes.
Really?
As a security.
Okay.
So then you have to like go through all the process of taking your shoes off.
And I've seen kind of some of the kind of shoes that you wear.
You know,
it could be like a half an hour, to take those things off.
So you don't hold up the line. Skechers, the comfort technology company. You know, I've been talking about Skechers for many, many years. I never traveled without them. And now they have this new line of shoes. It's called Skechers Hands-Free Slip-ins.
Yeah, look at look at the colors too. Look at these beauties.
And look at the texture.
Yeah.
That one that you have there is the Summit, the black one.
Yeah.
And if you can see, that's actually a bungee cord, like the laces.
The tie,
so you don't even have to fumble with the ties and the laces. The same as this one. This is the Brilliant in Mauve.
I love the color.
I know, Julie wants it.
Really nice. Julie Finley's going to walk away with those?
This one.
Julie, you can't just steal people's shoes.
She's just going to have to squeeze. Rob and Julie was shopping in my set today.
Do you remember you got me a pair like a decade ago?
Oh, my God.
Hold on.
Yes.
I still have them.
You still
and they're still in good shape. Yeah.
Yes.
I still wear them.
Check out that one.
This one here?
This is the easy.
I can't believe how light they are.
It's so light. And you know what? They're machine washable. Throw them in the washing machine. Just hang them dry. It's perfect.
Look at the bottoms of these.
Yeah. So you don't have to bend down.
What size are these? Hold on. I'm going to throw these on.
I think someone else is shopping on my set today.
See if they fit here. Oh
my
I think they're my size. I'm going to be floating here.
You're going to be like airport security. I'm going to just breeze right through.
Hey, look at my shoes match the luggage. Let's talk about the luggage
we'll talk about the luggage.
Yeah.
I'm so excited about this luggage because Away is a travel company that envisions a new way of traveling for people, inspiring them of getting away more.
Right.
So these are award-winning luggages, 100% polycarbonate. They're made of durable material. So if you actually check out Away's TikTok and Instagram reels, they have these really fun videos of like trying to show how durable these luggages are. But like, don't try it at home.
Well, no, but we've all seen the other
Yes.
videos, right? Where you're looking outside the plane and you see the guys
And you
chucking
see
your
them,
luggage,
and
right?
you
They're just grabbing it and chucking it.
You can chuck
They look
these
like they're
ones.
having fun
Yes.
doing that
so
too.
That's the medium right there, because
Yeah.
you know, if you just want to have enough of your suits and your ball gowns,
Yeah.
that's what you need.
I got a
this
lot of ball
A lot
gowns.
of ball gowns.
Absolutely.
And this is the carry-on. I love this one. It's lightweight, and this is the overnight bag. I actually think this is perfect. for
Yeah,
you.
that is really nice.
Like,
Yeah,
this is really nice.
absolutely.
It has the. They have a system that you can pack as much as you can in this luggage. And for example, this is the insider packing cubes. Do you travel with packing cubes?
I have never.
Oh, like.
Oh, what am I missing out on here? Look at Julie's over there going, Derek, you don't use packing cubes. What is wrong with you?
Do we have a live audience today or what?
We do. I know. I love it.
So these are the four. They come in fours. They also come in six. By the way, these are all blue, obviously, coastal blue.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I love the matchy-matchy. You can't forget about passport holders these days.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, who travels with just a passport these days, right? You got to protect it.
Well, you
Because
want to
this
know
is-
where it is at all times,
That's
too.
right.
You protect it. You
You
can put it in your
protect it.
carry-on, right, so that it's
These is
easy to
made
access.
of smooth, durable leather as well. And the good thing is that it has interior and exterior, so you can have like easy access to, you know, credit cards, your
Right.
IDs, when you boarding pass, when you have to go through security again.
Take off your shoes.
That's right, take off your
those
shoes.
Skechers, which
Yes.
takes you no time at all. I
Yes.
gotcha. What about, let's talk staycation, right? Because not everybody can
yes.
necessarily afford to go away somewhere.
That's-
Some people are looking for something to do here in the Ottawa region. What do you suggest?
Oh my God, they're really gonna check out Somewhere Inn in Calabogie. You know those
love
old
Calabogie.
roadside hotels, motels in the
Yeah.
past? They've revamped it. It's really close to all the popular locations in the Calabogie, like the motorsports, the ski resort. Somewhere Inn is a place where you want to just disconnect. You know, you want to be in nature. They actually don't have televisions in the room.
Really? Nice.
Yes.
I like
so
that
we were
idea.
forced to talk to each
No.
other. I know.
How
like
did you and
a
Eric do
whole
that?
Long weekend with the kids.
Oh, and you had to speak to your kids?
Yeah.
Oh, my
And then
goodness.
there's fireplace. They have breakfast. They deliver
Look at
these
this place.
charcuterie.
This is
right?
great, eh?
And they have like big rooms. They also have ones with
Right.
like the bunk beds. That's like, it's really fun
Oh, yeah,
for
okay,
group.
yeah, absolutely.
Right? And like, look, very modern. Love the color scheme that they have.
That's not the motels that my parents used to take us to on the way, like going down south.
Not that one.
Like those were
This is-
sketchy.
yes,
Let me tell you,
Somewhere
this
in
is high end.
High end.
Right?
So yeah, but if you go, do bring your away travel. Like, you know, sometimes it's just an over the weekend, so we have these as well as your toiletries.
Yeah.
This is really fun. I want to show you very, very quickly
Okay.
because just to see how smart their packing system is. This is 3 compartments, and you actually have
Look
the
at
one
that.
that you
Oh,
can
and it's got a
remove.
hook to
And
hang
it's
it in the
got a
bathroom.
hook.
Well, look
That's
at
right.
you.
So you have, and this you can remove again. Goes to security because, you know, you have to be transparent. Liquid has to go
Agreed.
in one.
If
So,
you missed
yes.
any part of this, by the way, not only can you rewatch on our YouTube channel, Rogers TV YouTube channel, Mary Lou at 20YS on Instagram
That's
will
right.
have 75,000 photos and videos
Of
from
all of
this
these.
segment alone, ladies and gentlemen. Always a pleasure. Thank you so much. You'll be back in a couple of weeks.
Oh, yes.
We'll be back right after this.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Unbelievable. You just never see that. What a shot.
The OHL on Rogers TV.
This guy's just absolutely dynamic when it comes to putting the puck in.
This guy, something else.
Here comes the 67th. Wow.
And now the Rangers are away.
His acceleration's off the charts.
That's a player that all eyes in the NHL are going to be on tonight.
You are not going to sit there and tell me that this guy is not going to be a future NHLer. This kid is something special.
The OHL playoffs are coming soon to Rogers TV. My name is Risa Solomon St. Louis, and I'm the chef and owner of Bacchanal Taste the Caribbean Lifestyle. I love to eat, I love to cook, and this is one of the reasons why I became a chef. I'm excited to share some of what inspires me when you see me at farmers markets, when we're catering, through our prepared meals, and even our sauces and spice blends that we're known for. Thank you for coming into the kitchen with Risa.
With Rogers TV, you can cheer on the home team from the comfort of your living room. We'll head to the rink, the field, the court, or the pitch, so you don't have to. Tune in and cheer on your local amateur athletes on Rogers TV.
Hey, welcome back to the show. Easter is just around the corner, and we're going to be sharing, by the way, some food a little bit later on in the show today. Julie Finley is here. She's going to be sharing some great recipe ideas. But what are you going to pair all of those great Easter delicious recipes with? Well, our next guest has some great ideas with you. Rob Statham from The Drunken Grape back on the show. How are you, pal?
Hey, man. Great to be back.
Great to have you back.
Easter. It's
Happy
here,
Easter
it's
to
the
you,
first
too.
day of spring.
That was the 19th.
Yesterday?
It was early this year.
I
said to a guest who was on the show, my friend Daniela, she was like, "Oh, happy first day of spring." I said, "Are you nuts? It's not until the 21st." And then I found out I had to do a public service announcement and apologize to her. But this is something you wanted to talk about, and that is buying quality, Rob, right? When it comes to celebrating a holiday or any special occasion.
Definitely. And it's really important because if you spend a little more or you just spend wisely, stick to local, stick to craft, you can find some amazing selections out there, especially brewing here in Ottawa. We've got Flora Hall Brewing. They're awesome. They're really, truly local and craft. Yeah. One spot downtown on Flora Street, right?
I know.
Restaurant
it's amazing.
and a brew
Great
house.
spot.
And then, of course, I picked a couple good wine picks here. You know, we have Sandbanks for the Foch, Baco Noir, rich, jammy. We'll get into that, but that will pair perfectly with the turkey. Rosé from Henry of Pelham. This is a blush style, so it's light. You're going to get some citrus notes. You're also going to get things like strawberry along with like lemon lime. So it rounds it out a bit, makes it versatile for dinner.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure. All right, so you've poured something for us here. You started with beer, so let's talk a little beer. What have you got here?
So this is from Flora Hall Brewing, David Logbottom's operation. His head brewer, Rod, created this. So this is a Brett de Bell. So this is a strong Belgian farmhouse ale where they use wild yeasts in the fermentation process.
Interesting, okay.
Yeah, so I mean, this is great, and this would go really well as an alternative to turkey. You know, this is a pretty rich beer. It's a heavy beer, high alcohol, like over 7 points.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Sip carefully, Derek. Oh, my goodness.
Even has
really
a white grape note in it as well.
Yeah, and I thought it would be a lot stronger. It is really nice and light.
And round. It's soft. Like it's a soft, velvety finish.
That is beautiful. Very, very nice. Would you say that would pair well with?
That would go well with your turkey, actually, as an alternative to the red wine. And, of course, on the other side of it, we have Citra. This is a double dry hopped IPA. Citra is the hop strain, so it's really citrusy. You know, you're going to get orange and tangerine and lemon lime. Often you get grapefruit in there. And these notes are really eccentric because by dry hopping, they add it in after fermentation, so it adds to flavor without adding hop bitterness.
I see.
So it's a trick to make it more citrusy. And that's another great option, too. And, of course, you got an oatmeal stout here. Oh, perfect.
So good.
For dessert.
Oh, yeah.
Think apple crumble, vanilla ice cream, drizzle this on it, or just have it in a little glass on the side.
Very nice. Love it. Let's go to wines. You mentioned, let's talk first of all, this Sandbanks. This is called Sleeping Giant. Tell me a little bit more. Let's dive more into that one.
That I had a few years ago. That's Foch and Baco Noir. Foch's, Marshall Foch is an indigenous grape grower from France. It's now really native to Ontario.
Really?
Thick, unctuous. You pair that with Baco Noir, you get these rich, jammy wines. It's off dry. So the nice thing about it is it'll add a little, that hint of sweetness is going to complement with things like the cranberry sauce when it comes to your turkey dinner, if you have turkey. Now, if you want to have ham, That can hold up a bit, but I'd go to the rosé.
Okay.
Rosé would be great for pescatarians with the trout and salmon dishes as well. And rosé time, man, it's kicking into spring. We are in spring.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, the Ides of March. It's just rolling along.
Nice. But rosés, let's be honest. You go back about 20 years ago, nobody was buying rosés.
Unless
right?
you're in Europe.
Yes. But when it comes to Canadian wines, in particular Ontario wines, wow, what a difference, eh? A couple of decades makes.
Yeah.
I mean,
and Henry of Pelham, they're masters at this. I mean, that's a blend that's likely got things like Cabernet Franc and Chardonnay in it, Pinot Grigio. But that's a 6th-generation operation. You should check it out sometime. Like, they've got a guest house, which is like a mansion on the vineyard itself, and all around you is literally 300 acres of vines.
Amazing.
It's nuts.
Well, yeah, and let's talk a little bit about that because we do have some time. Is visiting, we're about to get into that period of time, right, where it's great to start visiting some of these vineyards. The experience is amazing.
It's
right.
fun.
It really is.
It's fun.
Right, and beautiful places to visit, right?
Yeah.
Prince Edward County, right?
Yeah.
Niagara on the Lake.
Yeah.
How often do you go throughout the year?
I generally get down a couple times a year.
Okay.
At least once or twice a year. Last visit was to Norm Hardy's back in August on a long weekend. So yeah, talk about Prince Edward County. Even a 3-hour drive, you notice how much more lush it gets.
Yeah.
The climate switches. It gets warmer.
Yeah.
Now you get into Niagara. I was there in September of 2019 at Henry of Pelham's winery, state winery. It was 85 degrees Fahrenheit. That's like 27 outside. It was like 12 in Ottawa.
Very
nice. It's crazy.
You do tastings, right?
Absolutely.
I want to talk a little bit about that, putting together events. Obviously, you're still doing some virtually, but you're back in person as well.
Lots of live stuff.
Yeah, what do those events look like?
Well, you get together with a group of usually 20 to 50 people. It can be up to 100. When we get bigger, obviously a team comes in of other sommeliers to help me with it. But a lot of what I love to do is not just the tasting, but the whole culinary experience and the pairing with food. And I know Julie Finley's coming up with an amazing sprint, Mom in the Know. She's the best. But it's explaining the breakdown of how food drives the beverage, because food does lead the way as to what you're going to pair with it when it comes to your drink. It's not the other way around. You don't go, hey, well, I want a Chardonnay. I'm going to have, what do I have with that? Right. It's like I made roast turkey or I made a chicken. What am I going to have with that? What's going to bring out the flavors? And
a lot of information resources now, right? So, back in the day, you'd have no idea. I mean, the LCBO, I'll give them credit as well, right? They have some great people that are very knowledgeable when you walk in, and you can literally tell them what you're having for dinner, right?
Yeah, even on these things, apps, you can put the LCBO app, Vino, even Chat GPT. I mean, AI's taken this to a whole different direction.
Have you used it? Is it
yeah,
work?
you can punch in, hey, what's a great pairing, and it gives you a whole list like a professional sommelier.
That is amazing.
It's crazy.
Rob, how do people get in touch with you if they're interested in tasting?
They can hit me up at info@thedrunkengrape.com. Just go to my website. They can also, which is thedrunkengrape.com. They can hit me up on LinkedIn directly. You can find me on @thedrunkengrape on my Facebook page, Instagram, for instance.
Excellent. All right, don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
Think it's okay to drive high? Think again. Drug-impaired driving is as illegal as drunk driving, and in Ontario, the penalties are the same. If police suspect you're driving under the influence of drugs of any kind, or a combination of drugs and alcohol, and you fail a roadside test, your license will be suspended immediately for up to 30 days. You'll pay a penalty of $198. And you can be charged with a criminal offense of impaired driving, the same as alcohol. Driving high is never okay.
My name is Matthew Rutledge. I'm a 60 Scoop survivor, born in Red Lake. Was adopted from there to Toronto at the age of 4. A lot of our brothers and sisters, family members got separated from each other. That was the government's goal, to break that connection from brothers and sisters. Basically taking the Indian out of the child. Right now, they're still trying to find themselves. Originally, my birth name is Harvey Halverson. In my high school days, teens, I was trying to fit into society. I knew I was First Nations, but I didn't know who I was inside. I think later in life, I started that journey. I am proud Nishnawbe man, who I am now. I love life, who I am.
Join us for the new season of Ottawa Storytellers, right here on Rogers TV.
Welcome back to Daytime Ottawa. Back in the kitchen as promised. Julie Finley here to help you out with your Easter dinner. So make sure you hit record right now or start writing, my friends, because Julie is here with some great ideas for your Easter celebration. Welcome back. Great to have you here.
Thank you. I will say to your viewers, you
Yes.
don't have to be writing down crazy.
Well, that's true.
Two things. We get to watch you over and over again on YouTube.
That is true.
And
Sorry
as well,
about that, everybody.
You can go to foodlandontario.ca under TV recipes, and it'll have all 6 recipes. So there's 3 in this one.
Okay.
Don't go away because we'll have 3 desserts in the next one.
Wonderful. All right. What are we making first here today?
So this is what your dinner could look like.
Oh,
so
my goodness, that
I'm
looks
thinking
amazing.
brunch because some people like ham, some people like chicken, and of course it's all your proteins, right? So I'm gonna turn something down. Something smells burning here. No. That's a great way to start.
We're perfectly safe,
so
everybody.
confident around here. And so the idea is, first of all, you're going to the grocery store, you're looking to see what's on sale. I'm telling you right now, ham is like, seems like 10 cents a pound.
Yeah.
Super, super
Pork
easy.
in general, right?
Yes.
If you're looking for an affordable protein, it always seems to be a great price, right?
And then you think about your timing, like what timing do I have for all of my meals? So I think what we're going to look at is if you have 2 hours to put your ham in and start from scratch, that's great.
Right.
If you don't and you want to just heat it up, I've got a lovely sauce that we're just starting.
Okay.
And you get pre-cooked, so you're warming it up, but always get the bone in because that's where the moistness comes in.
Yeah.
Always look for the Foodland Ontario sign so you know it's local, support local, and you're there.
All right.
So this is a maple glazed ham. I know, it just gets exciting because 2 things you want to take advantage this spring and all year round really is syrup. If you haven't been, I think it might be going on again. Go to those websites.
I would think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And honey.
Yeah.
Honey is
local syrup,
fantastic.
local honey. We got tons of it available.
Absolutely, and if we have time, we'll even go out of some of the facts about it. So I've melted a tablespoon of butter. I've already taken a layer of fat off the ham. I've sliced it in quarters. The oven's on at 350. I'm going to cook it for 2 hours.
Okay.
But what I'm going to do is I'm going to add to my tablespoon of butter is a ½ cup of Dijon mustard.
Okay.
And then a ½ cup of
that delicious
local honey. Like I just,
do you know
it's almost
one of
like
our
you want to
colleagues
do it
here
up in
that
here.
makes honey? Do you know Ian Murphy?
I know, it's lovely.
He makes beautiful honey.
So he should come on and tell us because literally it's a science.
I agree.
You
I agree.
will know what type of honey you have by the flowers in the perimeter of what they fly from.
Right. Yeah.
So add those little flowers that you love because you could be part of someone else's blend of honey.
Exactly.
So I'll make sure there. So you're really just going to bring this to a boil. It's ready. When it's ready, you're just going to baste it.
Okay.
And then when the ham's done, there will be some juices left.
Right.
Add that back into the pot.
Oh, yeah.
Boil it, and then that's your gravy. So you've got your gravy
Very
on
nice.
top. So we've got that. I'm going to just turn that off because I feel like things are sizzling.
Yeah, what do you got over there?
This is stuffing.
Oh, you're doing that stuffing.
This is going to be an out of bird because another thing, if you don't have time, you can also go and get a pre-made bird.
Yes.
So we know that Sheila has them at Time and Again. We know that even Farm Boy offers them. So there's that idea. But again, this can be an in-bird or out-of-bird stuffing.
Okay.
And it's an apple herb stuffing because we want to take advantage of our apples. So we've got onion here. We're just going to add some garlic. And then we've already taken 8 cups and get the kids involved. Rip that bread apart.
Rip the bread up. Yeah, don't even need a knife. It's so safe for your kids.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, but teach them with knives. Remember I brought that knife on? It's barely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, and the other thing we forgot to add in here, I am so sorry, everyone at home, is fresh rosemary.
Okay.
That is what's going to be
in
lovely.
our sauce there.
Yes,
okay.
in our sauce, and a little bit of garlic.
Garlic goes with everything.
Garlic does
right?
go with, and again, local is so lovely. You're peeling it, and you can smell it really nicely. And see, it was still boiling, so we're perfect.
There we go. Okay.
So here we've got this going. We're going to add our spices, which is a teaspoon of sage and a teaspoon and a half of thyme.
I
and
love those
if you want to
spices.
add a little bit of spice, cayenne.
Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah, there
Very
you go.
Cool. All right.
And then you're going to add your parsley.
Yeah.
And don't inhale the spices.
The cayenne?
Yeah, I got the
She was hit
cayenne
with
right
the
in
cayenne,
here.
folks.
Hit with the cayenne. And then what we're going to add, but we didn't bring it to the table, is our apples.
Where are the apples?
Well, the apples are right over there. You see them in that big
this
thing?
Is live. You just talk to the good viewer.
Okay,
I'm gonna
I've
grab
always
your
wanted my
apples.
own show. So anyways, you're making sure you're sauteing this in the green. No, that's not cut, just in that little green.
Oh, this one.
Yep,
Okay,
there we
got it.
go.
Yeah.
Off the scenes. So we're just going to add that right on top. That's 2.5 cups.
All right.
Right there.
There we go.
And we are going to just flop that around.
Okay.
Honestly, this is all you're doing. Make sure you coat it with the butter.
Okay.
And then you can do one of two things. So you can put it in the bird.
Right.
Put a little lemon inside, and then make
Okay.
sure you close it up so it creates some steam.
Do
That's
we
the
add
whole idea.
liquid to that?
So you don't need to
You
if it's
don't.
in the bird.
If it's in
you're
the
gonna
bird,
put it in a
okay.
casserole dish, then it's going to be like the 2 by 11, like that loaf dish.
Right, okay.
And you're going to make sure there's a little bit of oil in there or butter.
Okay.
And then you're going to add a 1/2 cup of stock.
Okay.
You're going to put it in the oven 350. If your oven's working, because funny enough, ours isn't right now. No,
It
it's
just
okay,
died
but
on you?
Sheila's is. She's across the street. Do I have time for
You
one
just go
more
over to
recipe?
Sheila? Oh, we have
Literally.
like a minute and a half.
Okay, a minute
Yeah,
and
we
a half.
can-
This
you
is
can do
super
it.
easy. Your mashed potatoes.
Okay.
So what I've done ahead of time is I've actually taken portobello mushrooms in season.
Beautiful.
So great. If you have vegetarians, this is like meat.
Yeah,
You've seen a
yeah,
lot of
agreed.
vegetarian
Yeah.
burgers. That's your portobello with onion and a little bit of garlic. And what I've done here is mashed potatoes. I've done a half bag, 2.5 kilometers. You're going to run 2.5.
2.5 kilometers to the grocery store to get it, right?
And you're going to have your casserole dish like this.
Yeah.
What you're going to do is once these are boiled, because you're peeling or not, you're
Yeah.
just going to have buttermilk.
Oh,
and you're going
okay,
to mash
okay.
it with buttermilk, and you're going to add salt. And you know what he did? Add some different spices. Spice Girl, she's so fun.
Oh,
as soon
yeah,
as you
yeah,
had her
she's
on
great.
here, I've loved her ever
Oh,
since.
good.
Yeah,
Excellent.
I've
I'm
done.
happy to
And
hear
you're just
that.
going to put this right in the middle.
Okay.
This is part of it.
Then we're
We're
gonna
of
put
course
more on
not.
top?
You're going to put more on
Okay,
top.
all right, let me help you.
And then what you're going to do at the top, because I know you're only giving me 30 more seconds. We're gonna.
Don't get so mad at me.
I know. I'm gonna actually put some in there, and you're gonna cover it up a little bit so
Okay.
it doesn't. We're gonna take Parmesan cheese, and we're gonna grate it all on top.
In
and
the
you're-
oven?
In the oven for 25 minutes at
Okay.
350. Broil it for a few minutes so it browns on
Okay.
top, and it is right there. That looks better than what we're making right now.
We're just in a rush. That's all.
know. I'm sorry, everybody at home.
Foodlandontario.ca, just like TV show recipes. We'll be back with dessert with Julie right after this.
Like most of Canada's film and media industries, Todd Studio is mostly straight and white. But by pledging to check their privilege, Todd Studio can now help fund programs to finally create a more diverse talent pool. And Todd, you can stop hiding behind this plan. What?
Actually, I'm in the vents.
Stop hiding from our industry's lack of diversity and pledge to help POV fix it. Go to checkyourprivilege.ca.
Public transit, garbage pickup, parks and recreation programs, snow removal on your street. How can you stay informed about these and other important local services? Tune to City Council coverage on Rogers TV. See your community leaders at work on Rogers TV City Council coverage.
Watch Podium exclusively on Rogers TV.
With clubs, leagues, and courts in every province and territory across Canada, squash is the sport for wall-to-wall fun, fitness, and friendship. From coast to coast to coast. Learn to play, and you'll want to do it every day. Squash. Play inside the box.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to rogerstv.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at rogerstv.com.
Learn all about the creation of the National Capital Region on The History of Ottawa, according to Phil Jenkins, on Rogers TV.
Oh, I hope you're hungry because we've gone from main course to dessert. Julie Finley, Mom in the Know, back. Of course, foodlandontario.ca for all of these recipes and more. What are we making for dessert?
Well, I feel like I should clean it up a tiny bit, but I'm going to have you hold it.
We're just tight. It's just tight.
Exactly. This is apple oatmeal muffins.
Okay.
This is honey cardamom coffee cake.
Honey cardamom coffee
while you
cake.
hold those two, what I'm going to show you right away is how to make apple tostados. You're going to take little tortillas like this. You're going to melt the butter.
Do I have to keep holding these the whole segment? Or
just for a second, you're going to melt the butter.
I'm good with that.
Just so we have some room. Sorry, everyone.
No,
at home.
I have an idea. Look.
Okay, perfect.
Look, we
Thank
got
you.
room. We've got, yeah, we can do
So
this.
apples are in season. We've always talked about that.
Yes.
I'd show you one, but there wasn't a big enough table. But apples are great.
We're doing our best, Julie.
No, it's my fault. So many varieties. So I am really loving the Honey Crisp. I know it's a tiny bit more expensive, but I find it really fills me up.
Yeah.
There's also Spartan, Empire. We could almost have like a trivia game about it.
For sure we could.
So
Absolutely.
what I've done for the tostados is I've got some whipped cream on the side because that is celebration right there.
Yeah.
And that's Dairy Farmers. Always look for that little symbol as well. You'll know
Very
it's
smart.
local.
Yes, yes.
And I've buttered both sides of my tortilla. I've actually crisped them up.
Oh, nice.
So I
Okay.
actually put mine in the air fryer, or you could bake them
and
at
that air fryer.
350. I
You
know.
love that
I'm
thing?
actually. It's coming your way.
Sure,
Yeah.
Julie. I've heard this for months, folks.
So I've taken 2.5 cups of apples. I've peeled them, or sorry, it's about 2 apples. I've peeled them. I've sliced them thinly. I've sautéed them.
Okay.
And what I've done is I put 3 tablespoons of butter. And then about 5 minutes in, I put 1/4 cup of maple syrup.
Oh, nice.
And then
okay.
we're just going to put this on top of here.
All right.
I know you're going to make a mess, but I'm going to let you make a mess.
Okay.
Because that's what.
I appreciate
yes,
you for that.
Exactly. And then we're going to put the whipped cream on top.
Oh my.
I know. I hope your camera can get that. Oh, you guys
look
are
at
good.
the close-up.
Oh, brilliant.
Great
and then
job.
I'll even give you something to eat over top of, and that is our apple.
So this is, you want me to taste this while we're doing live television?
Well, you know what?
I
Will
thought
they
we
hear
were
you?
friends.
Oh, you don't have to. You can do it later. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do the nice.
They're a little messy. It's all good.
Yeah. Here we go.
Thank you.
There,
Oh,
perfect. See,
Okay.
that is what Easter's about. Fun, family,
Fun
friends.
and teamwork.
And teamwork for sure. Okay, so our apple muffins, again, dry with wet, so this is how this all looks organized.
Yeah.
I've got 2.5 cups of the flour, and this is for the apple pecan muffins.
Okay.
And I've got some baking soda, some baking powder, a teaspoon and a half, and again, foodlandontario.ca TV recipes for exact.
Okay.
And then we've got cinnamon. So everything right now at this time is cinnamon and nutmeg, and it's going to be delightful. So we've got
Nice.
our dry. I'm going to get you to crack these 2 eggs. I'm
Okay.
throwing it.
Whoa! What is happening?
See?
Nicely
That
done.
was-
What
I know.
am I cracking
You're
it into?
cracking
Okay.
it into here.
All right.
Great.
I'm not going to do the one-hander
I'm going
today. I'm just
to.
not
We
feeling
got
as
nervous,
confident.
eh?
Yeah.
I've got
After you threw
some
food at
brown
me.
sugar here.
There we go.
A 1/4 teaspoon.
Yeah.
I've got some vanilla. And I've got 2.5 cups of apples, and I'm going to mix that together with the wet.
Okay.
And then what I'm going to do again
More honey.
is add the honey. It's just so lovely. Again, honey is at every local store, and what's great is if you go to the farmer's market, you will meet the honey producers, and
Yes.
I'm telling you, it's learning so much outside of school. It's
Agreed.
better, way better than school. Okay.
Whoa, kids.
Whoa,
That's
just,
not
I'm a
completely
teacher.
true.
Way better than
You
school
are a
on the
teacher.
weekends.
Yes.
Okay, again, adding the dry to the wet.
Okay.
And I'm going to give that bowl to you to mix.
All right.
Well, I just do the
Okay. I got
crumble. So the last
Okay.
part of this is a crumble. I'm just going to, sorry about the noise, everyone.
That's okay.
Is a mixture of brown sugar and pecans. So you can, of course, yes, it's lovely.
I guess you could switch out too, right? If you had walnuts or...
Exactly.
Right?
Any type of nut, almonds, anything that you can cut nicely. And then you've got your cinnamons and your nutmegs. You're going to do that. I've already melted a tablespoon of butter in there. And then I'm going to add the apple. And then what you're going to do is you're going to get your muffin tins ready. The best way for this one, because it's so rich and full of liquids, I'm also going to add some oats in there. We forgot to.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
Is you're really just going to combine the two. You're going to put your muffin tins together with the muffin liners.
Yeah.
And you're going to add the muffin mixture in and top it with the topping.
I'm going to put this down here.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to put this down here too.
All right, perfect.
Okay.
What do we got over here?
This is lovely. So everybody get ready.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we're ready. Okay.
Oh, boy.
Just
Protect
checking.
yourselves, everyone.
I'm going to move over. I think we're going to have to move. Can we move this over?
You want to move? Oh, yeah, we can move this over.
Okay, we can move this over?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, lessons for next time. Okay, we've got this.
Yeah.
And what I've already done is I've whipped together butter and sugar. Makes sense.
Okay.
And you're going to add in with our little
need
thing.
that? Okay.
This is sweet potato.
Sweet potato, yeah.
So I've taken one sweet potato. And I've actually put it in a microwave. I love how you did the backup.
Well, you never know. You got to protect
It's
yourself.
True. You never know with me, for sure. And what you've done is you put it in the microwave until it's soft inside, slice it in half, and scoop it out.
Okay.
Make sure you poke holes so it allows some steam.
Gotcha.
And then again with the wet, we're going to add a little bit of milk.
Okay.
We're going to add vegetable oil.
All right.
And then you are going to add the honey.
The honey is back,
Again,
honey.
the honey. I know. Yeah, it's great. Again, at home, if your honey is a tiny bit crystallized, because that happens, just make sure it's in a heat-proof container and put it in the microwave for about 30 seconds. Okay, with the dry, this is our wet now.
All right.
Is we have
Do you want
2.5 cups of flour. I will put the eggs in there.
Okay, we've got some oats.
You got some oats.
Right. Cinnamon?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, good.
What do we have here? What is that?
Nutmeg.
Nutmeg.
Yes.
Derek,
Did
you
it
should
not,
know.
Did it not smell that good?
No,
I'm all
it's
nervous.
Not great. We have baking soda and baking powder.
Baking powder.
Right.
You're going to mix it together. Here you go. No, I'm set.
Oh, look at you.
That's why you wear an apron in the kitchen. It might look funny, but you know
30
what?
seconds. Tell everybody home. Once we combine these, we do what?
We're just putting it in an oven in a loaf pan, an 8x9.
Okay.
And then what you're going to do is you're going to sprinkle it with a little bit of brown sugar and a little bit of topping, and you're set to go. And it's in the oven, 350, 375 for 20 to 25 minutes.
Julie Finley, Mom in the Know, everybody. Foodlandontario.ca. We'll be back with more right after this.
This is a man's heart, a heart in desperate need of medical attention. But because 78% of Indigenous people experience racism in healthcare, he may not get the help he needs. Become an ally. Rise above racism in healthcare.
Johnny wanted to go back home. It was 1,000 kilometers away. They forced him to go to the Indian residential school. More than 150,000 of us children had to go. They wanted to change us.
Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name.
Hallowed be your name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done. Kill the Indian and the child. It's been called cultural genocide. I survived residential school. My brother Johnny did not.
Chani Wenjack was one of thousands of children who died due to Canada's residential school system. More than 80,000 survivors and their families still live with its legacy today.
Hi, I'm Sam LaPratte. I hope you join us for an hour to give right here on Rogers TV. We're going to talk about everything that is going to inspire you about this beautiful city.
welcome back to the show. I think this is a great segue because Julie talking about, local and buying local. You can't get more local than actually growing it yourself. But how do you do that and get the proper fertilizer? Well, my next guests are going to tell you how you can do exactly that and, of course, help the environment at the same time. I'm joined by Akhil Mesiwala. He is the Box of Life godfather. I love it. And Audra Curley, she is the Box of Life principal of the Worm School. Welcome. Great to have you both back. Akhil, I'll start with you because you've been on the show before, but for those that aren't familiar with the Box of Life, let's talk a little bit about the inspiration behind this.
Yeah, so the inspiration stemmed from my own personal life where I was throwing away all my food scraps into garbage and I felt really bad about it because it's not good for the environment. And I wanted to do something about it, but I didn't have a backyard. So I looked at some ways to compost indoors and I heard about a worm farm. And I bought some composting worms and I started doing it and I fell in love with the process because it didn't smell, there were no bugs, and it was actually kind of fun. And so I thought, if I'm having fun, I was never I never thought I would, but I felt that more people should know about this.
And when we talk worm farm, these are very specific types of worm, Is that right?
Yeah, these ones.
These guys here, so who are these guys? Tell me about these guys here.
So of all the species of earthworms, we only know a handful that can compost. The ones we use are called red wigglers.
Okay.
They're a little smaller than that.
Yes, that is true.
And they're real. So yeah, we use that species of worm, and they can decompose food scraps in about a month.
Very cool. Audra, how did you find out about the Box of Life?
I'm a gardener at home.
Okay.
And really was following the Box of Life on Instagram. I found out about Akhil and what he was doing, and I fell in love with it. And he posted a job, and I snagged it.
You were like, I want to be the principal of Worm School.
So I want to be part of it.
Yeah, so what does that entail exactly? Tell me about your role.
So because our mission is to bring urban composting, make it an everyday thing, everybody's going to know what it is. That's where we start. Education. You start with little ones.
Well, people will often say I kind of act like a little one, so let's pretend I'm one of your students. Mm-hmm. Walk me through. What do you do with your students?
So I come into a classroom, and usually they're all excited already because they know the worms are coming.
Right.
And we're bringing them class pets.
It's probably a chant they have right before you arrive. The worms are coming. The worms are coming.
Well, just about. And they're getting class pets. That's how we frame it to them. They have to look after them. So I'm there to teach them how to do that. And we bring in this is a mini Box of Life, which is a classroom edition. Just big enough really for demonstration. This isn't really any kind of composting solution.
Right.
But it lets kids bring nature right to their desk.
I love it. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, let's open this up. So what, sorry, guys, I didn't mean. So what does this entail? What do I see inside of here exactly?
So you're seeing 2 levels because we teach the kids about vertical migration, which is when worms are going to move up. They're going to compost in the bottom layer, they're going to fill that up, and then they're going to move up, allowing us to harvest those great castings out of the bottom.
Right.
But we teach them how to set it up. So we start by telling them a lot about the biology of the worm, and how the red wiggler differs, how it eats food scraps, not just leaf litter and soil, which is what normal worms would do. We talk a lot about worms, so that's great, and what they're doing in the earth and all that oxygen they're bringing down there for all that bacteria and fungi that's doing its decomposing work. We rip up bedding with them.
See, that's fun in itself. I get that. Bedding for Akhil, for what reason? Why the bedding?
So these composting earthworms, the red wigglers, they don't live in soil.
Okay.
We have to create an ecosystem for them, a habitat for them, and that habitat starts out with something that mimics soil. So wet newspaper, cardboard, egg cartons, the worms live in that. It's called bedding.
Okay.
And then they eat that bedding and they create soil from bedding. So if you imagine in nature, what's replacing bedding are leaves. So these worms would live in leaves or in cow poop, actually, because that's pre-composted grass.
Yeah.
But we don't bring cow poop into it.
Well, that's too bad. The kids would love some cow poop. So so walk me through this a little bit more, Audra. So you would soak all of these materials after you've torn them up?
The kids get to rip them all up. They get to soak them in water.
Okay.
Then we squeeze out a good bit of the moisture. You just want them kind of moist.
Okay.
And then you're building your ecosystem. So you're putting it into our Box of Life. and then you're adding the worms.
So do you start on top here, or does it start on the bottom?
You start on the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah, always on the bottom. And the kids are, the fact that they right away start to do this, it means when I bring out the worms, they're usually really excited to touch them.
Right.
So I usually pass out at least one worm per student, and they get a chance to really have a look at it. And we look at how it moves, and we talk about that. That's always good for the worm dance later.
Oh, you do a worm dance.
Of
I
course.
won't ask you to do it because I don't want to.
Thank you.
I am a television host. You got to be careful what you say to me. Akil, what has the response been from students?
So, because we talk to adults and kids, I'm really happy to say that the response from kids is amazing. They just love. Like, we don't even have to try to talk about the worms as much because they just want to get their hands and they want to play with them. And just the joy that they see in the worms. And then we add the next level onto that, which is, let's teach you something.
Yeah, yeah. The educational part of it, right? And kids are hearing about the environment consistently, right? And sustainability. There's nothing more sustainable than taking food scraps and turning it in. So then you turn it into soil, and I guess this is a great way to obviously, you know, use it in your own garden, right? How long does it take to break it down?
It's going to be 3 to 4 months before you have a really good amount of where they settle in and you're feeding them consistently. In this solution, they're really not feeding them that much. Half a cup of frozen fruit.
Really? Okay.
So not a ton, but kids love to use their banana peels from their lunch and cut them up. And if they're feeding them consistently, usually 3 to 4 months, and then we encourage them to do experiments in the classroom with the castings, with planting, and understanding how those nutrients are good for plants. And
you have sorry, I was going to say, Akil, you have the school program, you do workshops as well. Just visit the website, find out more information. That's the best resource. Well, thank you both. Really appreciate it.
Thanks.
Get your hands dirty. Get out there and have some fun, or actually get in there, because you don't even have to go outside. You can stay inside and do this.
This guy's just absolutely dynamic when it comes to putting the puck in.
This guy, something else. Here comes the 67th. Wow. And now the Rangers are away.
His acceleration's off the charts.
That's a player that all eyes in the NHL are going to be on tonight.
You are not going to sit there and tell me that this guy is not going to be a future NHLer. This kid is something special.
The OHL playoffs are coming soon to Rogers TV. On Rogers TV.
I did it.
I need it.
Okay, here, I gave it.
And I am alive.
As an organ donor, you can save up to 8 lives and enhance the lives of 75 others. Please go to our website. Pledge a gift of life. You'll be glad you did.
With Rogers TV, you can cheer on the home team from the comfort of your living room. We'll head to the rink, the field, the court, or the pitch, so you don't have to. Tune in and cheer on your local amateur athletes on Rogers TV.
Join us for the new season of Ottawa Storytellers, right here on Rogers TV.
Here's something that could perhaps boost your stress and anxiety level. I'm just going to use 2 words for you here, okay? Spring cleaning. And you're like, oh my gosh, Derek, why? Don't worry, there are ways you can reduce the stress. I'm not the expert. My next guest is a self-care expert and the host of the Juggle is Real podcast, Andriana Gonco, back on the show. How are you?
Hi, Derek. We made it. It's spring.
We did it.
Woo!
It's spring.
Yes.
I mean, it's officially spring. It may not feel like that to many, but I think, you know, in our minds, we're thinking, okay, this is the time of year where we're going to sort of refresh, but it does cause people a lot of stress, doesn't it?
Well, cleaning isn't always our favorite task.
Yeah.
But these things have to get done, and that's okay. That's why I'm here. I've got 3 steps to make your spring cleaning simplified.
Okay.
And then I've got 1 bonus tip to share too.
I like it. Okay, well, so what is step number 1?
Step number 1 is that we're going to simplify our everyday routines.
Okay.
Right? Because you're adding spring cleaning to your to-do list. So we
Right.
want to make sure that the everyday things, we're going to use multi-purpose items. We're going to try to use things that are as easy as possible to get the job done.
Okay.
Right? And so let me give you the example of laundry. That's the everyday,
Yes.
round the clock. I've got 3 boys. Laundry's happening all the time. With a spring clean, we're washing the winter gear. Maybe there's those extra tasks. We're pulling out, you know, seasonal items as well.
Right.
And I just want to mention one of my favorite products. This is Swash laundry detergent.
Yeah, you love this.
I do. We've been
Yeah.
using it in our home for a few years now.
Okay.
Okay, and I just want to mention a couple of things here, and I'm sorry for getting this off your lovely display, but Swash has a bold new look, but it's still that same amazing and effective formula. It is 8 times concentrated. That's why you can get up to 80 loads in this compact bottle.
80 loads.
80 loads of
Okay.
laundry. So
Wow.
literally you pop the top, you put it upside down, and you give it a squeeze, and it dispenses the perfect amount of detergent every time.
I love that.
It's perfect, makes life easier,
I
and it
think
makes the laundry feel
yeah,
easier.
And I think I always put too much in.
Yeah.
Honestly, every time. Because it's hard, you know, you look at that thing and it says, you know, dry and liquid, and there's different lines, and you wonder, that looks like way too much, right?
That's right,
I
and
guess 'cause it's
that's really
concentrated.
common. That's
Okay.
really common. People use too much, and that can actually affect the performance of your washing machine and how clean your clothes are getting.
Gotcha.
So simplify. Step 1 is simplify your everyday routines.
All right, step number 2.
Step
Walk
number
me through
2.
it.
Step number 2 kind of goes hand in hand because we want to care for the things that are doing the cleaning for us. Right? So
Yeah,
the
something
things
I
that are
don't think
doing
about,
all the dirty
yeah.
work, we want to make sure maybe we're pulling out the refrigerator, we're going to wipe down the coils in the back, we're going to maybe get the vacuum into all of those hard to reach places that I don't know how the crumbs get there. Somehow there's crumbs,
You're
I don't
right.
know. And we also want to be caring for the inside of our appliances.
Right.
Inside of our dishwasher, inside of our washing machine. That's where I turn to Afresh.
Okay.
Okay, so Afresh, these are the washing machine cleaner tablets.
All right,
Okay.
okay.
And it's going to remove that grime, that buildup, that odor-causing residue. Okay,
Yeah,
so
'cause
if you are
ever,
putting too much,
I was going to say,
this is
if
gonna
you've
help.
ever opened up your washing machine and you kind of have that mustiness, right? And it happens, right?
It happens, and you know what?
And
If
this will
you're-
fix that.
That's right.
Okay.
If you're a busy mom, sometimes you forget. You put the load in, you got to rewash it. I hear
Right.
you. I've been there. But Afresh is great because you just put in one of these tablets,
Okay.
and it's going to do all the heavy lifting. It's going to clean the inside of your washing machine for you.
What would you do for dishwasher?
Same
So you
thing.
use
It's
the
a
same-
bag.
oh,
It's
you
a
could
bag
use it,
just like this,
okay.
Afresh, except it's going to have the dishwasher on it. You put it in your dishwasher, and it cleans the inside for you, breaks down all of that
I'm
grime.
gonna try this, yeah.
So make sure that you're caring for the things that are cleaning for you.
And by the way, and this is my own tip, I'm sure you know this too, but check the filter. Your dishwasher has a filter, and you'd be surprised what it looks like. It can get pretty ugly. Step number 3.
Step
Tell me
number
about it.
3, well, with a spring clean, we want that fresh start. To me, that means organized, decluttering.
Yeah.
Right? Things can pile up, and so we want to do that purge in the spring, and then we want to make sure we have a system moving forward so
Okay.
that things don't continue to pile up, because
Right.
it is a huge frustration of mine, probably many of us, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it's Easter, right? We've got all these beautiful recipes from Julie, and then companies coming and we're stashing things in corners, and then all of a sudden, we don't know where those
Yeah.
things are when we need them,
Agreed.
right? So you want to do that purge. You want to go through the toys in the toy room. You want to go through the clothes in your closets and get rid of those things that you don't need. But then moving forward, you want to have a system. So I love something like a drawer organizer like this.
Yeah.
So everything has a place, and that's what I tell my kids. everything needs a home, because if you don't have a home for it, it's going to get unorganized and it's going to pile up.
Yeah, and not everything has to go into landfill anymore, right? There's thrift stores, you can donate to different places. You can also, put it on Marketplace, right?
Absolutely.
Even if you only get $5, it's $5 more than you had yesterday kind of deal, right?
Absolutely.
You have a bonus tip. What is your bonus tip
Yes,
today?
that's right. So as you can see here, we've got all of our things nicely organized in our drawer. Now, it's my son's 3rd birthday, actually, on Saturday.
Oh,
my
happy
youngest,
birthday.
he's turning 3 years old.
What's his name?
Zachary.
Happy birthday, Zachary.
Happy birthday, Zach. So I want to make sure that I have all the things, right? We got the balloons, we got all the things. I want to make sure we got the candles.
Yeah.
And with that, we want to make sure we have the lighter, okay? So this is the Bic Easy Reach lighter.
Oh, these are
amazing.
great.
Now that you have your organizational system, everything's in its place,
Yeah.
you're not searching for the lighter, because that is a huge frustration, right? It has this extended wand that allows you to reach all of those hard-to-reach places. This is the perfect lighter for all of your candle lighting occasions, whether it's the jar candle, whether it's the birthday candle, you're gonna get the Easy Reach lighter. And that leads me into the final tip.
Okay.
Which is, when you're caring for your home, don't forget to care for yourself, Derek. You put all of this hard work in, you've done all of the, put in that elbow grease, maybe you have products that are helping you along the way, but don't forget to put your feet up, light that candle now that you know where your Easy Reach lighter is.
Especially when it gets deeper, right?
That's right. And this lighter with the extended wand really helps you get to all those hard to reach places for your candle lighting occasions. Put your feet up, enjoy.
Yeah.
I brought you, this is my self-care planner. This is called the Juggle is Real Authentic Self-Care Planner. So practice some gratitude.
Yeah.
Take that time for yourself. Make sure that you care for yourself as well as your home.
Agreed. Always a pleasure. Thank you so much. Great tip. Awesome.
Public transit, garbage pickup, parks and recreation programs, snow removal on your street. How can you stay informed about these and other important local services? Tune to City Council coverage on Rogers TV. See your community leaders at work on Rogers TV City Council coverage.
Watch Podium exclusively on Rogers TV.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to rogerstv.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at rogerstv.com.
Welcome back to the show. What a great show. Just going to review a couple of things we talked about. No events to tell you about from today's show. We have a couple of events to talk about on tomorrow's show, so make sure you tune in for that, because better weather's coming. A lot of fantastic events coming up in the city as well. And don't forget, you can always reach out to me on Instagram, on X, formerly, of course, Twitter, and on Facebook as well if you have a story idea. Follow, by the way, Mary Lou Moll. She's got a great Instagram account. It's at 20YS. Big thanks to Rob Statham. If you want to do one of those tastings, as Rob said, from 20 to 100 people, you can do wine pairings. You can pair it up with food, just do tastings in itself. You can visit thedrunkengrape.com for that. All the recipes that Julie comes on the show and prepares for us, and always a big thanks to her because she leaves the crew tons of food, so a big thanks to Julie. But all of those recipes available at foodlandontario.ca, and you can just look up TV show recipes. It's right there online. And the Box of Life, if you want to bring that into your school, perhaps they do workshops as well for young people and adults. You can visit theboxoflife.com for that. Thanks so much for watching this edition of Daytime, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.
Welcome to Secondary Dwelling from Hell. It is incredibly difficult as a contractor to come in and try to repair something that somebody else did. There's so many moving pieces. This is a great example of why everyone should be wearing safety gear.
It was cool.
That was good.
Hi, I'm Meg, and this is Fit Finley, and we're from Fit Over 50.